to another edition of the Press Box. Sorry about my voice. I have no idea why it's doing this, but it does on occasion. Maybe it's because, my wife says I talk too damn much, Kenny. I'm here with, as always, my co-host, Kenny Varner. Kenny V, how was your Christmas?
It was awesome, Brian. It went too quick though. How about yours?
Nice. I was telling you before we got on the air, Maria and I are pretty private. It was just us. We enjoyed it. Had a good meal, and I watched my Christmas Carol like I told you I always do, and had a good time.
Yeah, nice win by the Rams for the.
And yeah, I got my Christmas present.
Mhm.
All I want for Christmas is a Rams win. I did not expect 51-14. I want to thank the Denver Broncos for giving up on the season and getting their coach fired.
Yeah, that didn't take long after that game to get him fired.
No, did you see that? He's only the fifth coach in NFL history to in his first year to be fired before the season was over.
Wow.
The last one, believe it or not, was Lou Holtz. He coached the Jets, and it wasn't even a whole season. And that was the last time it happened where a first-year coach got the axe.
Oh, wow.
Problem is, my friend, what are they going to do with Russell Wilson?
Oh, they're stuck. Did you see that?
That contract they gave him, plus they gave up all those picks, absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did they realize when they did this that, no offense to Russell Wilson, I know he won a Super Bowl, took Seattle to 2, but he is a 34-year-old man who has taken a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, even Tom Brady, age finally has caught up to him.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's also not very mentally with it. Tom Brady.
He's got a divorce to go through and all that. I want to thank Helen Bishop for the like. Thank you, Helen. Appreciate it. Taking the time to listen to us. Mr. V,
yes.
We're going to talk about basketball and wrestling.
Nice.
And I will let you take the lead in basketball. You can talk about the holiday tournaments that are going on, and then we'll get to the wrestling guys because the Neil Turner Holiday Classic, where Bellefonte and Mifflin County are at, is going on right now as we speak.
Nice. Okay, I'll start off with one of the tournaments that we have a lot of teams represented, and that's the Penns Valley Ram Winter Jam.
I love that name, the Winter Jam.
Yeah. It's a very, very fun tournament to go to. We always have a bunch of locals, and this year we have Juniata again. We have the Bellefonte boys, and Central this year came in, and Central Mountain. Central Mountain. They came in this year as well, and we have our first result from the Winter Jam, and it was Juniata falling to Central Mountain, 71-46. Leading scorers for Juniata was Jasper Sheps and teammate Grant Reinford, with 9 and 8 respectively. Others playing in a Winter Jam, of course, were the boys and the same teams on the girls' side too. So should be a fun tournament there. They're actually, like the wrestlers, are currently playing, and hopefully before the end of the broadcast, we'll have some more results.
Well, Shep, I know, a good football player.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he a freshman or something like that?
I believe he's pretty young.
Yeah, because he had a great game against Meadville in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I do know that.
Very, very good defensive. I think he had quite a few interceptions this year, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and he did. I think he had 1 or 2. when Meadville did decide to throw the ball.
Mm.
Just an aside before you move on. Do you know that Simmons kid that burnt them for so much yards?
Mm-hmm.
Artis Simmons.
Yes.
He's actually wrestling
Oh
for
wow.
Meadville. Yeah, for Meadville.
Hmm.
I don't know how good he is, but he's wrestling.
Hmm. Well,
Just to bring that
I was
up.
I was gonna say there's a lot of wrestlers that you've said that do both football and wrestling, so that just goes to show the discipline and stuff carries over from from wrestling into football. So
Yeah, and that sounds like a good tournament. A lot of locals that you cover: Penns Valley, Juniata. Who else did you say?
Belfont and Central.
Belfont.
Mm.
How is their basketball? I think you mentioned it, but I know it's Central Mountain. I know has been bad, but maybe they're different this year. But
They're actually pretty good this year. Um, I I believe actually they're returning a very veteran laden team that won the District 6 championship last year. And actually they beat Belfont for the title.
oh wow,
They're
okay,
I believe they might be undefeated at this point. I believe 3
huh,
or no.
nice.
So Penns Valley boys, they're trying to find their way. They're very young, and so but the teams in here that are going to make some noise are probably Belfont and Central Mountain.
And you said what's it? That's the boys' side. What do you think? What's your feelings on the girls' side?
I'm thinking I think that the Penns Valley girls will be tough, and I believe Juniata is playing there as well. So those two are the ones to I think are the favorites. Belfont girls, they're very very young. I mean, they have tons of ninth graders. I think they maybe have one or two seniors tops. And Central Mountain is always right there in the mix. Having an average year this year so far, but yeah, I would say that the tough ones are Juniata and Penns Valley.
And any other? I'm sure there's other holiday tournaments going on. What do we have on tap?
We actually have one in town tonight.
Mifflin County.
Yes, yep, the Justin Henry Scholarship Trust basketball tournament. And Mifflin County girls take on Red Lion tonight. And the Altoona girls take on DeLone Catholic. On the boys' side, Mifflin County plays a Steelton, and Manheim Central will play Columbia, or has played Columbia, I guess.
Wow,
So,
I don't know about Steelton's basketball, but if it's anything like the football, if it's anything like the football, our boys could be in trouble.
yeah, well, they used to have a very tough program when I used to live down there, but that was back in the early or late '90s and early aughts. So, uh, but they have a tradition down there of being like a run and gun type team, very athletic.
Interesting. Are you going to cover any of that at all? I know you're busy going all over the place.
Yeah, I'll actually be covering both the Mifflin County boys and girls tomorrow in their respective games. Um, it looks like um, should be a good one, regardless with the teams that are on both sides, boys and girls.
And who do you like in these tournaments?
I like the Mifflin County girls
Okay.
and the girls side, but I can honestly say I do not know any team but Mifflin County. I haven't seen them, so I really can't give a really an educated guess on who would be favored. But this is one of those things that if Mifflin County has been battling, and if they can win one or two of these games, that could change their outlook just dramatically, and this early in the season.
Nice. And continue on. I'm sure we have other teams that are playing holiday tournaments.
Actually, that is all that I was able to find today.
No EJ doing anything or anything like that?
Not that I could find. I don't.
It's all right.
No, it was like trying to find, and it was. I just wasn't coming up with anything. So, if they are, please, someone out there, let us know so we can get the word out.
Absolutely. I have a bunch of holiday tournaments, which I wrote up in for you on Hometown Sports Scene, and it's always a good time of the year. I'm going to save the best for last, and I think you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The best for last. We'll start off with what's going on tonight, which is we have what used to be the Conestoga Valley Tournament. Now it's the Neil Turner Holiday Classic. Mifflin County has two into the semifinals. Blake Allmiller at 133 and Parker Kearns at 152. And then they still have I'm sorry, I'm looking at the results right now as we speak. They still have 1, 2, as soon as I learned to count, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 wrestlers still alive in the Consies. So that is, if my math's correct, 7 guys still alive. Allmiller, as I said, and Kearns. And Kearns is really doing well. He's ranked 11th in the state. He's having a nice junior year at 152. They're in the semis. Lucas Sheets at 139. Jacob Cunningham at 145. Avery Yarn, 172. Colby Seiler, 139. Deacon Schaefer, 160 are still alive. Mifflin County is 8th place in the team standings. Central Dolphin, I told you, is running away with it. 121.5 points. And the closest team to them has 87.5. So that's theirs already. They got the tournament wrapped up. Just a matter of now getting some individual guys. For Mifflin County, Allmiller had a nice win over Elias Long of Central York, 11-8. Long was the number 1 seed. So Allmiller knocked off the number 1 seed who beat him last week at King of the Mountain. He will take on in the semifinals. Excuse my voice. Isaac McGregor of Shikellamy, state ranked, pretty tough kid. But you never know, man. You got to go out there and wrestle, right?
Right.
Parker Kearns had an 8-1 win over Sam Munch of Salesianum, Delaware, and he's going to take on Carter Davis of Central York. I'm trying to remember if they met at King of the Mountain. I'm not sure, but that's who he gets in that matchup. The number 1 guy is Connor Hare of Montgomery, and he's a returning state champion. So it's not a good one for whoever wins the Kearns Davis matchup, but you never know. They got to wrestle it, right?
Right.
Bellefonte, the Red Raiders, where Kenny Varner lives, right? You live in Bellefonte.
Yep.
They have 1 in the semis, Ezra Swisher at 121. And if the name's familiar to wrestling fans, he's Jude Swisher's younger brother. And they have 4 still alive in the consolation, so 5 guys. They have Noah Weaver, 139, Gage Long, 145, Wyatt Long, 107. Max Murray, who placed at King of the Mountain, is still alive at 160. Swisher in the semis will get, I'm going to look here for us. He gets the top seed, Travis Clausen of Penn Manor High School, in the semifinals, and they'll take place tomorrow. They begin at 10:30 in the morning. They'll have semis and consolations, and then of course the medal matches and the championships. So that's what's going down in the Neil Turner Memorial Classic. Another one coming up Thursday tournament, the Trojan Wars in Chambersburg. The Bald Eagle area Eagles make the trek down to Chambersburg. That starts tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Wrestling in the morning, baby. Nothing like it.
Well, especially from Wingate to Chambersburg, that's a heck of a jaunt there.
Yeah, and you better be ready. I mean, they do it, and I understand why. It gets them ready for the tournaments, the tournament trail, and the because it's all about the postseason, and you know that's what you do. That's why you wrestle in the morning. That's why they started today. It was I believe 11, a little bit decent time at Neil Turner. The Huskies. Not as strong as they were last year, obviously, but they still had 6 medalists at King of the Mountain, and they still have a chance to get 7 medalists here at Neil Turner, and 2 have a chance at a championship with All Miller and Kearns. So not a bad go around.
No,
but
not.
For the Huskies, considering what they, you consider what they lost. They had 4 kids made it to state, and then another one, Jackson Popo, who had a very good 2 years at heavyweight for Mifflin County, and then got hurt in districts. So they lost a lot, especially in the upper weights. From 160 up to heavyweight, they only have 1 guy back.
Wow.
That's Avery Arndt. He's a sophomore. One of the leaders now. He had to become one of the leaders. And, I almost forgot. Bellefonte is in 13th place in the, they have 48 points, 13th place at the Neil Turner Classic, which not bad. There's 32 teams.
Yeah, definitely not bad.
So a good showing for Bellefonte, but Trojan Wars really tough. 49 teams.
Wow.
Down in Chambersburg this to face off. Our good friend Gary Barger referees down there every year. So I'm sure he's going to be there.
Oh, he'll be busy.
You bet. And the favorites in that, if you're going by rankings or anything, you got Bald Eagle area, Burgettstown, Boiling Springs, Chambersburg, West Perry, and Tyrone. They will be the favorites in that. And of course, Bald Eagle area, I haven't seen brackets yet for seedings, but they got their hammers, their studs. Lucas Fye, Cohen Bainey, Caleb Close, Jeffrey Pfeiffer. I think Bainey, and Fye are ranked 3rd in the state in AA, and you have Close is ranked 6th. Piper was ranked, but he's not anymore. He kind of had an up and down week, a tournament at King of the Mountain, and that knocked him out of the rankings, but still a solid wrestler. Bald Eagle, they got a solid team. They're state ranked. I think it's like 13th in AA. Good solid team. And I know you've covered them. You know what they got.
Yep.
So they're going to be down there challenging the Trojan War. It's going to be a tough one. Always is. I mean, if you're looking at the highest ranked team there, it's Burgettstown. They're near they're District 7, Whippeal, near Pittsburgh. Them and probably Boiling Springs will be the favorites. Now, Penns Valley and Phillipsburg are off until the new year. They are not participating in any tournaments at all, which I think is a mistake. Well, I guess people are listening going to know it's not between you and me, but I think it's a mistake. I think you try to get into as many tournaments. I mean, you have certain points for each event, and you can't go over that. But if you've noticed, Kenny, remember for a while there, it was really fashionable to go to dual meet tournaments, where it was just. But then these kids, it's not getting them ready for the postseason, and now you're seeing coaches go back to regular tournaments that they're entering kids in, and that's Kirby did that. They're at the King. They were already at King of the Mountain. They're here at Neil Turner. They're going to the Bo Wood Classic, and then they got the Ultimate Warrior at West Branch. So they're doing the right way just to get it in. And Bald Eagle area, that's a nice one to go to, Trojan Wars, and they're going to be competitive down there. They got a chance for it. Like I said, Burgettstown and Boiling Springs are probably the favorites. But if things go right, Bald Eagle could win that, and that would be a nice showing for these guys.
That would be, and give some of the younger guys a little boost of confidence. Not that they need it or anything, but having a good showing that early on, and only their third. I think it's only this will be their third time out, right? They've had Belfont, then King of the Mountain, then this one. Trojan.
Yes.
So
and I think the other thing I like about going to tournaments is last year. I don't know if you know this or not. You probably do, but last year they let it that you could enter more than one kid into a tournament at the same weight.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, only one kid will count as your scorer. Before the tournament starts, you have to designate, like if you have two guys you want to enter the tournament at the same weight, you have to tell them, well, this one is my scorer. He's going to score the team points. The other one doesn't score, but it's great because it gives more guys a chance to wrestle varsity in these tough tournaments, because you never know when you're going to need them. An injury could happen, God forbid. And it prepares them to wrestle on the big stage, and I love it. They started that last year, and every once in a while, the PIAA does something good, and it was this, letting kids, because I think this week Flint County had 2 at 139. Yeah, they had Lucas Sheets and Colby Seiler at 139, and there was another weight where they had 2 kids, and I think it's great.
Yeah, I do too. It gives them some definite experience, and and some of these that are doing the exhibition type wrestling, that kind of takes a little bit of stress off of them, worrying about the points, and.
Yeah, you're right, and it rewards them. It's like, hey, we bust our butt in the practice room, but then the only thing we get And when it comes to a dual meet, it's an exhibition match. Here, they're actually in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, the funny thing, it hasn't happened yet, but it could be that, like, somebody gets hot, wins the tournament, and scores no points for their team because they weren't selected as the guy that scores the points. But it hasn't happened yet, but it could. I mean, I think it's great that they get meaningful matches in a tournament. Not that the exhibitions aren't meaningful, but, you know, it's like they're exhibitions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad to say, but a lot of times people are still out in the cafeteria getting food or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not paying attention.
All right.
And this year gets some real meaningful matches, and I like that.
Yeah, me too. That's awesome.
I saved the best for last.
All right.
The best is Powerade.
Nice.
Down in Canonsburg, near Pittsburgh, Cannon McMillan High School. It is rated the third toughest tournament in the country in high school wrestling. Only the Iron Man in Ohio and Beast of the East in Delaware is rated tougher than this. And State College, with their hammers, are at the Powerade. And we know they're hammers.
Mm.
You know, as a dual meet team, they're like, what, 0-3?
Mm-hmm.
But as a tournament team, wow. They were third last week at King of the Mountain, behind Central Mountain in Phillipsburg, New Jersey.
Mm.
They have Pearson Manville, number one in the state at 139, who beat Dalton Perry, state champion of Central Mountain, in the finals 2-1 in overtime.
Mm.
Then they have Nick Pavlechko of State College, who's ranked third at 285. They have the Cunningham brothers, Hayden and Asher, are ranked fourth in the state, both of them. Hayden at 133, Asher at 145. And then they got Carter Weaverling, who's ranked 16th at 172. But to show you how tough this tournament is, only 2 State College guys got seeded.
Wow.
In the top 8.
Jeez.
And that's Manville's number 1 seed. And I think it's got to do your ego good. Perry dropped down to 133. So Manville beats him and he drops.
Wow.
So they switch places. Another tough kid, and I know you know from covering wrestling, with him going down to 33, Luke Simcox of Central Mountain is up at 139.
Oh, wow.
So you've got the top 2 seeds are District 6 kids, Manville and Simcox.
Mm.
And then at heavyweight, you have Nick Pavlechko is seated third behind Jim Mullen of St. Joseph Regional in New Jersey. He's rated the top heavyweight in the country.
Wow.
And then the number 2 seed is Riley Robel of Bishop McDevitt, who's the AA state champion at heavyweight. And I don't know if you watched any of the state playoff games, football. The finals,
Uh-huh.
Robel of McDevitt dominated that game.
Mm.
He's a defensive tackle. They could not block him. He had a couple sacks. He was everywhere. And he's actually, oh man, it escapes me now where he's going. I'll figure it out after we get off the air, but he's actually going to college to play football.
Wow.
So you got some toughies. And I mean, this thing you want to talk about teams. It's got Notre Dame Green Pond, the number 1 team in AA. It's got Wyoming Seminary, a prep school up in Pittston, the number 3 team in the country.
Wow.
in the United States, my
Oh,
friend.
that's,
And then they got teams from New Jersey and, I mean, 11 different states. But just going through, wrestling fans will know what I mean. You're talking about at 114, Bo Bassett's the number 1 seed. This kid is a cadet world champion from Bishop McCord, and he's only a 9th grader. The number 2 seed behind him is Louis Gill of Reynolds, state champion from Hickory. He transferred to Reynolds. Number 3 at this is just 114. Anthony Mutarelli at Malvern Prep was a prep national champion.
mm.
It is tough, my friend. It is tough. Luke Lillidahl, Wyoming Seminary, is the top seed at 121. He's being recruited by Penn State. So, if Cale Sanderson wants you,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Dalton Perry's number 1 seed at Central Mountain at 133. I said about Manville. Mac Church of Waynesburg, top seed at 145. He's going to Virginia Tech, I believe. It's just loaded, man. This thing is loaded. Joe Seeley at 160, Wyoming Seminary. Junior, already committed to Penn State. 2-time prep national champion.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Rocco Welsh, Waynesburg, 172, number 1. He's going to Ohio State. And right in the weight, he's AAA state champ. The 3rd seed AA state champ is Holden Garcia. So 2 Pennsylvania state champs are a same weight at 172. I know, I'm just going down the list. I know. Austin Johnson, Muncie, 215, state champion. State runner-up. State runner-up. Rune Lawrence of Fraser, 2-time state champ, is only the 2nd seed. Jude Correa of Wyoming Seminary, they're all there. And Jim Mullen, I believe he's going to Virginia Tech too, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just loaded. That kicks off tomorrow. I think it begins at like 10 or 10:30. And wow, it's going to be some great wrestling. Great wrestling.
I was going to say that's one of those that should be in prime time. They should have that on TV.
Well, yeah, and people are familiar with it around here because when Kirby had the Hidley boys and Trey Hartsock and Noah Stewart, we went to the Powerade.
Mm-hmm.
Mifflin County was in the Powerade for like 5-6 years because Trent won it.
Wow.
Trent won the Powerade. So it is really prestigious. Like I said, most wrestling people in the know have it rated the 3rd best tournament. Well, actually, Flow Wrestling rated it the 3rd toughest tournament, high school wrestling tournament in the country. They had Iron Man number 1 and Beast of the East number 2.
Wow.
And then they had this Powerade. So it's going to be fun for the little lines to be down there, and they should go. They've got these 5 guys, and they're all going to be, barring injuries, hopefully nothing happens, be state place winners. Manville and Pavlechko have a chance to win it all. And so, yeah, they're ready to go. Manville's the favorite. He's ranked number 1 in the state, like I said, for a state championship. Pavlechko is only behind Sean Kinney of Nazareth, who's a returning state champ. But they both got a chance, and the Cunningham brothers And even Weaverling, they have a chance. They should place. It's going to be fun to see what the Little Lions do. I mean, those five can get them up near in the top 10. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I doubt anybody's beaten Wyoming Seminary. You know, it's good when you can recruit, Mr. Barner.
Yeah, sometimes it is, but I hate to see it, but recruiting kind of sucks at this level. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, and like I read too, where they started. They have the NIL where you can get paid
Mm-hmm.
in high school now.
That's crazy.
There is no way in hell, and I'm going to say hell,
Mm-hmm.
that a high school kid should be paid to play sports.
No.
Or to have his advertising on something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our school board hopefully will not let it happen here, but it's probably happening in like Philly, Pittsburgh, where
Yeah.
these guys are going to go Division One.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think it sends a completely wrong message.
Yeah, it's getting to be out of control. Look what it's doing to college.
Oh yeah, it's recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, college is recruiting, but now it's like with the transfer portal, it's free agency.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going here. Did you see all of a sudden Sam Hartman of Wake Forest is going to go to Notre Dame?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're offering him a boatload.
Mm. Isn't there one quarterback that started out at one school, transfer portal to another, and now he's transferring back to that same school?
Yeah, and I saw some quarterbacks. Hell, their name's escaping me. This one quarterback that was in a bowl game. This is his third school in 4 years.
Mm.
He keeps transferring out.
Hmm.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, that's about enough of that. And that's what we got. As I said, Penns Valley and Phillipsburg are going to wrestle dual meets in the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. They are not participating in the tournaments at all. So still should be fun. Conestoga's going. I keep wanting to call it Conestoga because that's what it used to be. Neil Turner Classic is going on right now. Huskies in the top 10. Bellefonte in the top 20. And then tomorrow is Powerade and the Trojan Wars. And we'll update everybody next week when that happens. So what did you think? Let's shift gears here a little bit from amateur high school.
Okay.
Of your Steelers, the Franco Harris jersey ceremony.
Oh, it was touching. It was crazy that that would happen. You're the one who told me, right? It was just like his brother, the way his brother passed.
Yes, they died the same way. Mario, who I miss him. He was a good guy. Mario didn't wake up. I guess it was sleep apnea. You know that killed Reggie White.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what happened to Franco, but yes, they died the same way in their sleep.
Wow.
Now Mario was younger. I think he was 63 when he passed. As I told you last week, he was living in Indiana.
Wow.
Indianapolis. But we still kept in touch every once in a while. You know how it is. Sadly, people move or go and they lose touch with each other.
Yeah. Time just gets away from you.
Yeah. But yeah, it was the same way. But and then the Steelers went out and beat the Raiders.
Yeah, which I thought was great. Kept us still, believe it or not, in the playoff hunt.
I know.
It's a 25% chance, but there's still a chance.
Yep, there's still a chance. You never know. No. But I think more than anything, Tomlin wants to keep that I've never had a losing record going.
Yeah, and it's possible. I mean, the
He has
Ravens.
to win his last two.
Mm-hmm.
And they can. I think is it Ravens and Browns?
Yeah. The Browns are a very doable win, and I don't know. The Ravens are going to be tough. They always are. That's quite the challenge there. But Lamar Jackson will not be playing, so the backup will be still taking snaps. So gives the Steelers a little better chance.
Absolutely. I was. Did you see today the Raiders announced that they are benching Derek Carr?
No, I didn't see that.
Yes,
Oh.
they are going to start Jarrett Stidham. Remember he backed up last year Mac Jones in New England.
Mm-hmm.
Stidham is going to start for the Raiders.
Wow.
Which tells me Derek Carr will be with the Colts next year. Carr will be with the Colts.
Yeah,
they take everybody.
Yeah, heck, they even have Nick Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles. Nick Foles. The one guy when you look and you go, how the hell did he win a Super Bowl? My God.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was, no offense to him, was Trent Dilfer.
Mm.
How do you win a Super Bowl? Well, because nobody could score on that defense.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so what's up ahead for you in the new year?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to cover some stuff here tomorrow, and then starting the 2nd of January, it'll be full throttle. I'll be covering like crazy, going back out. Had the time off to spend with family and friends over the holidays, and kind of take a breath and rejuvenate. And my batteries are charged, and I'm ready to go out and hit it hard.
I know for the wrestling fans around here, Mifflin County will finally get a home match. That's coming, I think, January 7th against Cedar Cliff. They've been road warriors in December.
Yeah, they have. It'll be good to get home, I'm sure, for them.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't have many home. They got Cedar Cliff and the Husky Doles. They got Phillipsburg in February, Phillipsburg Osceola. I can't remember. There's two other ones that they got in January, but yeah, not so go see them, people, if you're Mifflin County and they're not home that much.
And go early.
Yes. And this year, unfortunately, I pretty much am sure the way the points are going right now, we will not be hosting the district Doles again. That will be Central Mountain that's going to be hosting them. Mifflin County is going to be in them.
Mm-hmm.
But they will not be hosting. So you're going to have to travel if you want to see that, which I talked to you about that before. I love that District 6 did that the top seed gets to host them.
Yes.
Instead of everybody going to Tyrone.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tyrone is a great place. It is.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's a small gym.
It is.
And it can get crowded.
Oh, quick.
The thing that surprises me, though, Ken, is have you been to State Doles? Have you covered State Doles?
Oh, boy, it's been a good 10, 12 years since I have. It's been a while.
Every year I do State Doles. It amazes me how empty the seats are at Hershey. It's almost like nobody gives a crap about the team Doles. I mean, it's always, there's hardly anybody there.
That's sad.
I don't know if you noticed that, but it's like, what the hell? You got to be afraid to talk too loud, people. People will hear ya. We got to support these Doles.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, man, everything.
definitely. You know that. Oh,
So I know Bald Eagle area has a girls team
yeah.
wrestling.
hmm
Have they wrestled anybody?
Um, I haven't seen anything yet. Uh, I know Central Mountain Girls has a team too. I'm not sure, and I might be wrong, but I know last year their season was right after the boys' season. They did a couple of matches. Um, I know that it's really building up, and you see it more and more. More girls going out for wrestling, and see some in Juniata now. Uh, Bald Eagle was definitely had a couple. Grace Stem last year, she was
Yeah, the good run.
yeah, in the boys' side, and I believe she actually won a national tournament, girls tournament last year at the after the season regular season was over for the boys. So, but she graduated, and but they like she was like one of the first. What do you say at the um,
She was a trailblazer.
Trailblazer? Yep, pioneer. Um, really nice girl. Very, very hardworking. And a lot of these girls are they're you see them working twice as hard as some of the boys sometimes just to get in that starting lineup.
I just I want to see it. I know Cannon McMillan has a team that's really good.
Mm.
Uh, but I thought I don't know if you saw that. Uh, they had a Queen of the Mountain up there.
No, I didn't. No, was it on Sunday? Maybe.
I can't remember. I don't know, but I mean, it was like after the King, they had a Queen of the Mountain
Oh wow.
tournament, and I know Cannon McMillan was up there. Obviously, you mentioned Central Mountain.
hmm
I just think that is so cool.
It is. It is.
Hey, I'm all for it. Bringing more females into the wrestling will grow the sport.
Oh, definitely.
And I'm all for growing the sport.
Yeah, it's really exploded here over the last couple years.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing a little typing here as we talk. I'm updating what happened at Neil Turner.
Hmm. Oh, and before I forget, there actually is another tournament with some local teams in it. Phillipsburg is holding their holiday tournament, and it has Bald Eagle area, Phillipsburg, um, and St. Joe's Catholic Academy, all local teams.
Nice.
And I have a actual update on one of the games.
Update me.
Yes, ding, 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 ding. St. Joe's Catholic Academy took the boys contest over Bald Eagle 59-50. So
You see that, people? You even get up to date scores here at the press box.
we got to find some funky music to put on them when we have updates like that.
Oh,
Like,
wait, here. I got it. Hold on. This will be fun. You said it. Remember, this is called Feeding the Ducks. Update. Ready, Kenny?
I'm ready. Let's.
Go ahead.
Okay, we have an update. And St. Joe's Academy tops Bald Eagle area at the Phillipsburg Holiday Tournament 59-50.
And that is an update from the press box. There you go, buddy.
All right. That's the
That's it. So, speaking of Phillipsburg, that just popped into my head. So I'm going to ask you, how's that Harrington girl that was so good? Hallie Harrington, is that her name?
Yeah.
Do you know where she's at and how's she doing?
I actually think that she's out of college now.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. So don't know where she is right now, but She was actually our first cover for the Center County edition. So this shows you how long she's been out. But she was a good player when she really lit it up.
Yeah, I mean, I covered her when she was down at Juniata,
Mm.
and this stuck out to me like a sore thumb.
Mm-hmm.
She had, I think, Phillipsburg scored maybe 55 points
Mm-hmm.
in the game. If my senile memory is right, if I remember,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and she had 44 of the points.
Yeah, that was a typical.
See, I didn't know her, because I'm sorry, people. If you're basketball people, awesome. I'm a wrestling guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what used to be, and that was my winter season.
Oh yeah.
And occasionally I do basketball, so I didn't know anything about her.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I'm seeing this girl popping jumpers from everywhere. It's like, holy, what?
Mm-hmm. And she made it look so effortless.
Yeah. And I'm like thinking, who is this girl? And she really did. I think Juniata ended up winning the game. But I think, if I remember correctly, Phillipsburg scored 56, and she had 44 of them, of the points.
Yeah, obviously, she went down as the Phillipsburg girls' leading all-time scorer when all is said and done. It was quite a career.
What a shock.
So it was. I actually got to be at the game that she actually broke the record. So it was quite exciting.
Oh yeah, you were there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Seems like ages.
Oh, it is ages. Time flies, my friend.
It does.
So tomorrow, people, more wrestling. We're going to finish up on the Neil Turner Classic, and then start Powerade and the My House. It's sponsored by that. The My House Trojan Dolls. And that'll be our high school wrestling for the holiday season. So what are your plans for New Year's?
Gonna play it low key. Just hang out at the house and spend it with my wife, and just watch the New Year come in a sort of humdrum way, but nice, relaxing way.
Do you know how bad I am? I have not. I think it's been about 6 years. I'm so old. I have not been able to stay up to watch the ball drop.
Really?
In about 6 years. And I guarantee you, I will be in bed by 11 o'clock on New Year's Eve.
Oh, wow.
The only good thing we have is nice food.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I mean, Maria, honestly, it's not traditional. She made this lasagna. She has her own special way. She made this lasagna for Christmas, and it's called brachole. It's like a flank steak rolled up with like eggs and ham. It's filled, it's stuffed meat, and it was so good. I enjoyed myself.
Gonna say, you're making me hungry here.
Do you do that traditional like pork and sauerkraut?
Yeah, because it's supposed to bring you good luck. So I always try to at least eat.
It never worked for me.
No,
the good luck.
I hate to say it. The only thing it does is give me a stomach ache. But
yeah, I'm not Jewish or anything, but I really don't like pork. So we have beef hot dogs.
Oh, nice.
With all beef hot dogs with sauerkraut and mashed potatoes. That's my thing.
My mom makes the old-fashioned dumplings, and
Oh yeah, I'm coming over. I'll wheel myself over. By the way, an update on the team scores. They added after the last consolation round. Bellefonte moved up one. They are 12th, 64 points. Mifflin County moved up one. They are 7th with 76 points. Central Dauphin, like I said, running away with it, 137.5 points.
Wow, still going strong.
And for those listening, tomorrow I will be updating, starting in the morning, everything that goes on in the Neil Turner Classic. It'll be on my Mifflin County Wrestling Facebook page. And Kenny, you'll be happy to know, I know you didn't like my 666 followers. I have 673 now.
Oh, nice. You broke that. Good.
So I'm out of the 666.
Oh, nice.
Kenny did not like that, people. He did. He showed me a screenshot of, and I didn't even know. He showed me a screenshot of my followers, and it was 666. Young people might not even know what that is about. No. You know that?
I know. Us 70s and 80s kids do, though.
Oh, yeah.
Time.
Especially if you're an Iron Maiden fan. Like myself. But yeah, we predicted that, so people got to start listening to us. And we predicted with the last week, if you remember it, Neil Turner, we predicted that Central Dauphin was going to win it, and they are cruising.
Not to pat ourselves on the back, but we've done pretty good predicting with football and with the professional football, and we haven't done too shabby.
That's right. I think that deserves more music.
Yeah.
Kenny Barner, Brian Carson, the expert predictors of high school, college, and pro. That is, it's called Feeding the Ducks.
Oh.
I don't know why, but it's called Feeding the Ducks. So that'll be our music whenever you announce a score or something.
Okay.
We're going to jam it.
I like it.
So, we're going to keep going on the format. We're thinking it's about New Year's because the holiday season, I guess, the coaches have not wanted to come on, but hopefully we get them in the new year. How about it?
Yeah, we're hoping, and we'll be back to a regular schedule too, pumping back to 7:30 like we have been. No more early ones. I think that kind of threw people off too.
Yeah, it did because we had to do some early because Kenny's always so damn busy. Me, on the other hand, not like I used to be. So the tournament tomorrow, are you covering that for the Sentinel too, or is this just hometown?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to be doing double duty tomorrow, and it'll be in the Sentinel and on our website. Both of them hopefully within hours of the game completion.
Okay, before I let you go, because we're not going to have a show until the new year. The CFP, Michigan, TCU. Who do you like?
Oh, my heart goes for TCU and my mind goes for Michigan, and my mind's probably going to be right. So I'm going Michigan on that one.
Okay, and then Georgia and Ohio State.
Definitely Georgia. Definitely.
Okay, so that puts you with Georgia against Michigan. Who do you like?
I have some friends that are that like Michigan, and I'm sorry, guys, but I got to go with the Dogs, Georgia.
There you have it. Go bet if you're a betting person.
How about you? What are your predictions?
I like Michigan and Georgia too, and I'm with you. I'm taking Georgia. Now, my wife, who I told you doesn't even know football, but has this great, sixth sense at picking games, likes Michigan.
Oh.
Yeah. Out of all the teams, I gave her the 4, and she goes, I like Michigan. So we'll see. I think I'm like you. I think Georgia was the best team last year, and they're the best team this year. They just got so much speed.
Yeah, and you got to hats off to Michigan, but their quarterback isn't as good as
No.
Georgia.
Absolutely. He's not as good as any of the quarterbacks in there. Dugan at TCU, Stroud at Ohio State, and Bennett at Georgia. You're right. I don't think. There's a big difference. I do think, though, I was against Caleb Williams winning the Heisman. So I thought if I had a vote, I would have given it to Dugan at TCU, their quarterback. Caleb Williams, okay, yeah, USC paid him to come there from Oklahoma, but what did he do? Yes, I know he passed yardage, had all these touchdowns, great stats, whatever. It's the Pac-12, and let's be honest, most of the teams in the Pac-12 are garbage.
Exactly, and that's why they're moving. That's why USC and UCLA are out of there.
UCLA are out of there. But Williams, I also look for Heisman. If you're going to give it to offensive guys, which they never give it to defensive guys hardly at all, look at what a guy has done for his team. Williams came out there, and what did USC do? They didn't win the Pac-12. They got blown out in the Pac-12 championship. So they didn't even win their conference.
Right.
Dugan, TCU was undefeated until that Big 12 championship with Kansas State. TCU was. And I just think Stroud had some bad games, didn't have the numbers to do it. But I thought Dugan would have been, that's who I would have picked. Definitely not Caleb Williams.
No.
He has 2 things against him, USC and USC. But hey, that's going to about wrap us up. We actually went over our hour having fun. We hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Mr. Varner, any last words for our last show of 2022?
I'll make it short and sweet. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Yes, and people, don't party that hard, okay? Please, we want you around next year. I'm not trying to sound like a PSA, public service announcement, but, I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank in a long time, so I have a pretty boring New Year's Eve, Kenny. I eat and watch football. I'm going to be watching the football games, Michigan and TCU and Ohio State and Georgia.
I hope they can keep us awake.
Yeah. So I want to wish everybody a happy and safe New Year. I hope everything that you want next year comes true. I hope you keep listening to us. I hope you're enjoyed, entertained, and thank you for listening. And we will talk to you next year. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody.